The following program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not the opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome to Guerrilla Politics. I'm radio talk show host Dale Jackson. You can hear my show Monday through Friday, 7 to 11 a.m. on News Talk, 770 a.m., 92.5 FM, WVNN in Huntsville, Alabama. You can also go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up for my email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. Every single day, Monday through Friday, I'll shoot you an email and tell you everything you should be talking about today here in the great state of Alabama. With me, as always, Dr. Wayman Burke. He's the co-host of this program and a doctor of political science at Calhoun Community College, and he won an award for being the best in broadcasting. So keep that. It was actually mine, but
along with my partner Dale.
It was mine, but whatever. We'll move on. There's a lot to talk about today. The mayor of Tuscaloosa and candidate for Governor Walt Maddox will be with us a little later in this program. Dr. Burke has a history lesson from when he was a kid, 1630 something, about something was in the Bible. And I have a parting shot to all the people out there who are complaining about Facebook on Facebook. So stay tuned. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. But right now, let's go ahead and get to the 2-minute warning. Now, we may have went into a time machine, Dr. Burke, and went back about, well, maybe exactly 1 year ago. We were talking about Governor Robert Bentley, and it seemed like we talked about that thing forever. It was a slow-burning fiasco for the state of Alabama. But no further charges for Robert Bentley or his concubine, Rebecca Mason, taxpayer-funded concubine in some ways. And the reality is, this is kind of a joke. The grand jury that put out their report said basically Alabama's ethics laws are a joke, and they absolutely are. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But Dr. Burke, here's the question. Are you surprised that there are no further charges here for anyone involved in this mess?
Yes, I was somewhat surprised, but it's just like the other day when you asked me about the recent scandals. I guess you thought I would be joyous about it. I'm always bothered when anything undermines the confidence in our institutions like government. And so perhaps we can finally put this fiasco behind us, put it in the rearview mirror, and move forward.
Well, I'll tell you this. I am always thrilled when we see things like this. You show me
I know you are. You
show me
you
politicians.
love chaos, just like Donald Trump.
Look,
you love chaos.
Give me a mugshot of politicians, and I'm thrilled, because that means politics are getting cleaned up. So I have absolutely no problem with that. But the question on all of this is, the way the ethics laws are written, it's a gift. I mean, I didn't know this, but apparently if you're married to a politician, then the stuff that you do matters. But if you're just sleeping with them, it doesn't matter. And that's exactly, Rebecca Mason got off again on this, and it is ridiculous.
Well, I do think that our ethics laws need to be tightened up. I'm very concerned about the law that the legislature just passed, which basically made it easier for lobbyists to operate without any type of constraints.
That's not necessarily true. This was about developers. That ethics law was about developers, and I think
but we're just talking about ethics in general.
A lot of misconception about that law that was passed here recently.
They need strengthened, not weakened.
We'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's talk about good news for Trump, or at least it should be good news. We were told almost for the last 2 years that Donald Trump was up to something, and we're going to figure out what that is. And every single piece of news that says, well, not necessarily Trump, maybe this guy, Manafort, not necessarily Trump, but maybe this guy, we're told, oh no, it's coming. Now we're learning that the special counsel's office has told Trump's lawyers he is not the target of the investigation, which any of us hearing that would say, wow, whew, nothing to worry about anymore, lots of good stuff. Mainstream news media, however, will tell you, they got him now. It's a perjury trap. They're setting him up for all this other stuff. Dr. Burke, this is good news for Trump. Tell me why it's not.
Well, first of all, they listed him as a subject, and often subjects do become targets.
Sure.
And I have
Do you know what the definition of subject of target is in the U.S. Attorney Manual?
Go ahead and tell me.
It means they have substantial evidence of wrongdoing.
Okay, go ahead.
He's not a target. Therefore, they don't have evidence of substantial evidence
at least
of wrongdoing.
yet. You know, who knows what these guys are going to do when they flip.
Who knows if Dr. Burke stole the election?
So they don't serve 20 years in prison. But you used the word, as a matter of fact, in your 7 things, that he was a witness. And there's a difference between a witness and a subject. Mm-hmm. And so I do think he has things to worry about. Now, let me say this to his credit. I've never said that I absolutely believe he was guilty of personally associating with the Russians. I don't know. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying we don't know.
Isn't it beautiful?
But like Nixon didn't know about the break-ins, but he covered it up. It could be that the cover-up is worse than the crime.
That's 55 straight weeks where Dr. Burke has referenced Richard Nixon.
Well, it
so
is.
congratulations
It's the past is prologue.
for knocking that out.
The
now,
past is prologue.
Again, they say specifically that he's not a target. That's bad for Trump.
Well, I think he still has much to worry about. But hopefully we will get to the bottom of this.
They can come out tomorrow and say that Trump is cleared 100%.
That is not true.
And Dr. Burke would say...
That is absolutely not true.
And Dr. Burke
It's not
would
what
say...
I'm saying. It's Dale Jackson twisting my words.
Dr. Burke would say, oh, but politically this is very bad for Trump. All right, let's move on. Here's something else Dr. Burke is super excited about. Teacher strikes. We're going to try to spread this thing nationwide. We are talking about 16% pay raises in Oklahoma, and the teachers say, nah, that's not enough. We got people talking about 20% pay raises in Arizona and potentially striking over that. Dr. Burke, you're a teacher. This is not necessarily about pay. It's also about retirements that are completely unsustainable. Eventually, there's going to be a collapse in this system the way it is set up right now. Will this spread? Tell me why everything will be fine.
Well, first of all, Dale, I'm always proud to defend my fellow brothers and sisters who are teachers and firefighters and police officers and state workers and so forth in their jobs and in their retirement systems. Now, Alabama has an advantage over many of these other states in that our retirement system is much more secure. And I do think it's the benefits that are the main target in at least many states.
Absolutely.
But many states have made some very bad decisions. Alabama, this is one area that we've made better decisions.
There's billions of dollars of unfunded liabilities coming down the pipe. I don't even need to get into this.
Is
this going to spread, Dr. Burke?
If you use the accounting of these various, the Arnold Foundation and others, and the Koch brothers, whose primary goal is to destroy confidence in public pensions around this country, I guess you could reach that conclusion. But I question the origin of your evidence.
It's pretty interesting. I didn't even say a single word about that. The question was, will this spread?
Well,
that was my question.
I think the fact is that what happened in West Virginia was a very important victory for public employees, especially in their health benefits. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens in these key states. If it turns out a victory for teachers and public employees in those states, we may see more of this in other states. Yes.
I think you're definitely going to see it. And just to keep in mind, since you brought this up, I want to make this clear. All the changes they're trying to do in pensions are not for people that currently have them.
Well, it's not about me. It's not about me. I know. But we do care about people who come after us.
I guess I don't care. All right, moving on.
Correct.
Let's talk about Representative Jack Williams, another Alabama politician arrested. Yes, that's exactly what happened here, but I'm a little concerned about this particular case. In all my reading of this, I ask myself, did Jack Williams do anything wrong here? Now, the argument they're making is that he knew Mickey Hammond had received something of value from the individuals who were also charged in this, the owner of the company. And then he called a public meeting. That's it. That's basically the gist of the charge here. Is this an overreach, or is this just maybe they're trying to get some cooperation from him, or is like Donald Trump? This is really bad for him. All right.
Well, I'll say this, and I want to repeat myself. I never enjoy the fact that public figures get caught in situations like this. Because
I do if they're guilty.
Well, I'm proud if they are, but the fact is, I don't like people's confidence in public institutions to be undermined, and this adds to that. But the fact is, according to the allegations, as I understand them, that he knew what was coming down, and if he knew, then he would be a party to it.
Right, by calling a public meeting as a committee member.
The fact, allegedly, he knew that there was money being illegally transferred to other people. Allegedly.
This, I think, is going to be an over. I think we're looking at a Barry Moore situation in this, where we hear about how all these things have happened and all this bad stuff has happened, and at the end of the day, he walks in 15 minutes.
Do the others walk?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about specifically the Barry Moore thing. The Mike Hubbard thing was clear. I mean, that is what it is. But there were times when they overcharge, they overreach, and that's kind of what this looks like here. Jack Williams says, I am innocent. I'm going to continue running. He's running for Jefferson County Commissioner. instead of running for re-election. So he is going to continue doing what he's doing. So we'll have to see where this one goes.
And I think that a jury of his peers will tell us one way or the other.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if it gets that far, we definitely will go down that path. That is exactly how the court system works. Thank you, Dr.
I
Burke.
agree with you, sir.
All right. Lastly, let's talk about the governor of the great state of Alabama. The big news should be that she will not debate. She's just not going to do it. She's up over 50% in some polls. Her opponents are wallowing in the teens in like 8%. There's no reason for her to debate. Now, unless you're her opponents, you would acknowledge there's no reason for her to debate. If you're a political strategist, you say there's no reason for her to debate. But that's not even the biggest news. The biggest news is this Bentley Rebecca Mason thing. When they came forward and said there would be no charges for the governor or for Rebecca Mason, they made it clear that the laws were not strong enough. They advocated for new laws to be passed. Should Governor Ivey call for a special session before this next election to change our ethics laws?
Well, I'm certainly in favor of ethics laws being strengthened, to be streamlined, to be less cumbersome, because that's one of the complaints I've heard of public officials is they are cumbersome. But to the original point that you made about debates, I definitely think that she should debate, as I think all candidates should debate, because I think the public has the right to hear and see the individuals who are seeking public office.
I was using that
but
as
I
color.
do understand strategically why she would not want
Right,
to.
I agree. We're using that as color. The issue is, should she call a special session before the election?
I just agreed with you. I said I think that the laws do need to be strengthened and streamlined to be less cumbersome. Yes.
But a special session costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Should they
Well,
do it before?
they could probably couple some things that they didn't do in this session. For example, making it unlawful for sheriffs to take $750,000 from prisoners' food budgets. That is obscene and immoral.
You are feisty today.
I'm feisty today.
You are all over the road here today, and I do appreciate it. Let me just tell you this. I'm going to answer the question directly. She absolutely should call a special session. And the reason she should call a special session is about 20-fold, but I'm going to give you a couple of reasons. One, she's getting pummeled right now. She's getting pummeled for not doing debates. Two, it needs to happen. Governor Ivey, call that special session. We'll be back. Walt Maddox will be with us. He's the mayor of Tuscaloosa. He's running for governor on the Democratic side. Stay tuned. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friend Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. Myself, my mother, my brother, my aunt, and my uncle have all used Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. They sell a house every 14 hours, and you may be hearing other realtors say similar things. That's fake news, folks. Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team, the #1 reviewed team in all of the state of Alabama. Go learn more at mattcurtisrealestate.com. And when you talk to my good friend Matt Curtis today, make sure you tell him Dale Jackson sent you.
RVing, still an American pastime.
At Premier Dental, you'll always be welcome with a big smile and a friendly professional team. Our services include everything from children's dentistry to dentures and everything in between, including cosmetic dentistry, Invisalign, implants, and much more. We accept most insurances, offer bilingual services, and even offer in-house financing. So call us at 256-469-6428 or visit premierdental.org. We're looking forward to seeing your smile soon.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at University Kia. And it's not just University Kia, it's Kias all over the world. I've been driving a Kia for almost 20 years. I love these vehicles because of a couple reasons. One, they're dependable. Two, great cost. And three, an amazing warranty. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty at University Kia. Go see Calvin. Go see Arthur. Go see David Brady and all the fellas over there at University Kia. Check them out online at universitykia.com. And when you do, tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improved range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at Made Pro. With me today is Cindy and my dogs Savage and Sarge.
As you can tell, these dogs are a handful, and if it weren't for Made Pro, I wouldn't put up with any of them.
That's absolutely true, folks. Made Pro comes once a week to my house, and they keep it clean. They keep my marriage happy, and they keep these dogs happy as well. Call them today, 256-585-6628. Check them out online at madepro.com. And when you talk to Made Pro, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
RVing, still an American pastime.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friends at Rocket City Property Management. I'm a busy guy. I've got a TV show. I got a radio show, and I write for YellowHammerNews.com. I don't have time to manage my rental property. That's where Rocket City Property Management comes in. They handle everything. They collect the rent. They find the renter. They do every single thing I need them to do, and I don't have to worry about it at all. Go to RocketCityPropertyManagement.com today and learn more. They'll manage your property for you. And when you talk to my friends at Rocket City Property Management, tell them Dale Jackson sent you. Welcome back to Guerrilla Politics. I'm Dale Jackson. With me, as always, my co-host, Dr. Wayman Burke. Our guest this week, Democratic candidate for governor, mayor of the city of Tuscaloosa, Walt Maddox. He's here with us to discuss his campaign, and we've got a lot to discuss. There's a lot going on this week, so let me start with some stuff we talked about in that first segment. Mayor Maddox, should the governor call a special session on ethics before this election? They just got out. Should they call a special session?
Absolutely. She could begin with House Bill 317. I think many of her colleagues in the Senate would like her to do that, but certainly yes. I think she needs to do it. Alabamians have got to regain trust in our state government. No matter who's elected, we've got to begin trusting those that are going to be making these very important decisions.
Now, do you think she will call one?
My political sense tells me no, but again, being unpredictable, the way Montgomery works, you can never tell.
I would think it'd be a very smart thing for her to do. Were you surprised there were no more charges for Bentley and Rebecca Caldwell Mason?
Quite frankly, I hadn't even thought about it. In my mind's eye, that issue had long since passed.
You thought it was gone. So,
yeah, I was actually surprised to see the news conference.
Yeah, it did come out of nowhere, but we all knew it was still going on. All right, well, let's talk about your campaign here. Your campaign, you guys got an uphill battle. Doug Jones showed that a Democrat can win across the state, but unless Kay Ivey's been living a very different life than we've expected, I think it's going to be very hard to make those Roy Moore-type arguments. Is there a true path for a Democrat in the state?
Certainly, I wouldn't be running just to run. I do believe there's a path, and I actually believe that Doug's race is a floor, not a ceiling. I'm a pro-life Democrat, which I certainly think gives us more viability. We also know through polling that people tend to cross party lines when it comes to state races versus a federal office.
Okay. So the reason why I asked that question is there was a huge depression in Republican turnout. You had Richard Shelby do what he did. We're probably not going to see that in this governor's race. Is that going to be a problem?
Well, I actually think you may see it again. No offense to Governor Ivey, but I don't think she's going to be one that's going to inspire the masses to go to the polls.
But there'll be a lot of other stuff going on.
Well, certainly.
And I think that'll be.
But look at the difference between 2010 and 2014 in the Bentley numbers.
Okay.
Certainly, the energy and enthusiasm I think will be with our campaign and not Governor Ivey's.
One more question here. Your campaign looks familiar. Ron Sparks, Parker Griffith ran the same idea lottery. Gambling, and then we have lottery, gambling, and Medicaid expansion. For those watching, how is this not another generic Democratic candidate coming out here?
Well, because they were right in 2010, they were right in 14, and we're right today. If we had expanded Medicaid, we wouldn't have had 5 hospitals closed. If we would have had the lottery, we would have had already college scholarship programs in place. They were right on those issues. I think the timing's now right for Alabamians to listen.
You think people will support that?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Mayor, roll tide. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What differentiates you from your primary Democratic opponent, Chief Justice Sue Bell Cobb, and former Representative James Fields?
Well, executive experience. I've been an executive of one of Alabama's largest cities. We've done it in crisis. We've gone through the Great Recession. We've gone through the April 27th tornado that we saw 12.5% of our city destroyed. And we got through it without raising sales taxes. We got through it without increasing our debt loads. We're one of the most well-managed cities in the United States. So we can do things, get things done in our city and do it in a way that is fiscally conservative and in a way that uplifts everyone in our community.
Another issue that's always important to folks here in North Alabama is the distribution of road money. Because in North Alabama, and probably even Tuscaloosa is affected by this, that so much of our money gets diverted to other parts of the state whose citizens apparently are not willing to pay for development, not only for roads, but also for schools.
Well, the thing that we've got to do is, I do support the Alabama Alliance for Infrastructure Plan, but there's a couple of caveats I'd put with it. Number one is that ALDOT should release its plans to the public ahead of putting a vote before the legislature. People need to know what road projects are going to be invested in. Number two is we've got to look at both urban and rural areas differently. In places like Huntsville, where you have a high number of people come into the community that impact the infrastructure, we've got to make those investments there so we continue to grow the jobs.
Now, you mentioned the ALDOT stuff. Gas tax has been discussed. Do you support an increase in the gas tax?
Absolutely, but I'd still put a couple of caveats on that.
Okay, and what is that?
Well, number one is that we can't look totally at just fuel, because as we know, if we debt this over 30 years, fuel taxes are going to continue to levelize because of electric vehicles. The second thing is that it's got to be a transparent plan that's at the front end.
How do you disperse? Population? How do you do that?
Well, first of all, you do it the way you would do it at City of Tuscaloosa, based off engineering need.
Okay, so you wouldn't do it based on population or where it's collected?
I think it needs to be based on engineering need, where we need it the most.
So you'll have a bunch of people arguing, give us this. You made a statement about not having tax. We're almost running out of time. Are you a Blue Dog Democrat?
I am a Blue Dog Democrat.
Are they still alive?
Yes, they're still. We're like Bigfoot sightings, but we're still alive.
Former gubernatorial candidate Parker Griffith sat right here on this show. It said they're dead. And you say they're not. You say they're alive.
Well, I'm here, aren't I?
Okay. All right. There we go. Walt Maddox. He's here with us. He's the Democratic candidate for governor. He is also the mayor of the city of Tuscaloosa, so we appreciate him taking the time to come in here and talk to us. When we come back, Dr. Burke has a history lesson for you, and I've got a parting shot. Stay tuned. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friends at University Kia. I've been driving a University Kia vehicle for years, multiple vehicles. I've put hundreds of thousands of miles on vehicles from University Kia, and I highly recommend that you go see my friends down there. Go see Calvin, go see Arthur, go see Dave Brady, and you're going to find the perfect vehicle for your family. A car, an SUV, or my brand new vehicle, a Kia Soul. You're going to find exactly what you're looking for at University Kia. Check them out online at universitykia.com. And when you talk to my friends at University Kia, tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improved range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
RVing, still an American pastime.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friend Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. Myself, my mother, my brother, my aunt, and my uncle have all used Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. They sell a house every 14 hours. And you may be hearing other realtors say similar things. That's fake news, folks. Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team, the #1 reviewed team in all of the state of Alabama. Go learn more at mattcurtisrealestate.com. And when you talk to my good friend Matt Curtis today, make sure you tell him Dale Jackson sent you.
At Premier Dental, you'll always be welcome with a big smile and a friendly professional team. Our services include everything from children's dentistry to dentures and everything in between, including cosmetic dentistry, Invisalign, implants, and much more. We accept most insurances, offer bilingual services, and even offer in-house financing. So call us at 256-469-6428 or visit premierdental.org. We're looking forward to seeing your smile soon.
RVing, still an American pastime.
Wayman Burke here for Russ Russell Commercial Real Estate Company. Russ Russell Commercial Real Estate is Huntsville's premier real estate company. If you need raw property for development, if you need office space, if you need retail space, you need to contact Russ Russell. Russ is a native Huntsvillian. He knows us, he knows our people, he knows business. 536-7777. 536-7777. RussRussell.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at Made Pro. With me today is Cindy and my dogs Savage and Sarge.
As you can tell, these dogs are a handful, and if it weren't for Made Pro, I wouldn't put up with any of them.
Now, that's absolutely true, folks. Made Pro comes once a week to my house, and they keep it clean. They keep my marriage happy, and they keep these dogs happy as well. Call them today, 256-585-6628. Check them out online at madepro.com. And when you talk to Made Pro, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you. Welcome back to Guerrilla Politics. I'm Dale Jackson. With me, as always, Dr. Wayman Burke, my co-host. We're going to wrap the show up today. Dr. Burke has a history lesson for you, and this is actually history. So way to go, Dr. Burke. You got that one right. I've got a parting shot for you about this whole Cambridge Analytica thing. We need to think about what actually happened there. Dr. Burke, take it away.
Dale, in this age of scandal and men primarily being caught in these extramarital compromise positions, it reminded me of another controversy that happened 387 years ago in England when the Church of England commissioned the Bible to be reprinted, the King James Version. And in that 1631, what is sometimes called Wicked Bible, they left not after a very important commandment. So for now, let's roll it. And we see the photo right there. It says, "Thou shalt commit adultery."
The Bill Clinton Bible.
Well, it's the Donald Trump, Bill Clinton
Okay.
Bible. They must have gotten the wrong copy. I don't remember that ever being said in Sunday school as a child, but it actually happened.
You missed the layup here, right? You know that, right? You missed the layup. Robert Bentley Bible. What are you doing? You missed the layup. It's an Alabama-based talk show. What are we doing here?
Okay. Anyway.
Can I tell you something else about this?
Go ahead.
You know, what do Robert Bentley, Donald Trump, and Bill Clinton all have in common?
I know you have the answer.
In the 90s, they were all Democrats. Just throwing it out there. I think it's important to point out. All right, let's go ahead and get to the parting shot. My parting shot this week is directed to everyone out there who has a Facebook page and then happens to complain that a group like Cambridge Analytica gave your information to people that might have been associated with the Donald Trump campaign. You realize all this information of the 50 or 87 million individuals that may have been affected by this. You know all this stuff was available on your public Facebook page. You do realize this, that the people who did this went and clicked on these things and filled out these surveys. So you told me what your relationship status was. You told me where you worked. You shared pictures of your kids. You checked in at every restaurant you went to. By the way, that's a lot of fast food you guys are going to. And then you told me that you were Mary Ann on Gilligan Island. Ginger over here, when he filled out the survey. That's what he got. And then you complained that they used that information to target you, which they've been doing all along. The Obama campaign did it. Facebook does it every single day. That's why on the side of Dr. Burke's page, he gets nothing but liberal politics. He tells you you're pragmatic, but they see everything he clicks on. The reality is Facebook has been using you all along. The big problem here is that Donald Trump won the election. So we're going to have this big issue over this, but the end of this is simple. Donald Trump won the election. People are mad about that. It's that simple. All right. Thank you very much for watching and listening to Guerrilla Politics. Everything I just said was 100% true. You can go to yellowhammernews.com, sign up for my 7 things you should be talking about today. You'll get that right in your email inbox every single morning. You'll know everything you need to know about what's going on in the world. We appreciate you being with us, and we'll be back next week.